In a time of global pandemics, economic uncertainty, and major geopolitical tensions throughout the world, it is refreshing to hear about innovative projects that aim for nothing less than a radical transformation of life. Such is the case with Saudi Arabia's plan to build an $8 billion floating city off its western coast. One that could bring jobs and investment opportunities while redefining our conceptions of modern cities. This ambitious project is ambitious in scope and has the potential to be transformative not only for those directly involved, but potentially hundreds of millions around the region and beyond. In today's video, we will explore what this enthralling concept entails. Hello, and welcome to Amuse Riches. Before starting our video, don't forget to smash the subscribe button and click the notification bell for more amazing content. Now, let's get this video started. Pangios. In a time of economic trouble, what could be more unusual than a super yacht? Why, a tower yacht, of course. This is the name given to vessels that are even bigger than super, mega, and giga yachts. The Pangios is the newest luxury boat to hit the market. It was named after Pangaea, a supercontinent that existed from 200 million to 335 million years ago. And if you think those are big numbers, wait until you hear how much money it will take to build it: $8 billion. Construction on this project is set to start in 2033, and they seem to think it will only take 8 years. Could you actually be living here in 2041? That seems very unlikely to us. Size. If you couldn't tell from the basic design of the place, it's meant to be a huge yacht that could eat all other yachts. They are literally calling this the terror yacht. It's not hard to see why it's so expensive when, if it gets funded, it will be the biggest floating structure ever built. It will be 1,800 feet long and 2,000 feet wide, and it will look a little bit like the hideout of a Bond villain. This would absolutely destroy the current world record holder. That would be the Azam. That ship won the record for being the longest at 590 feet, which seemed a lot more impressive before we saw Pangios' design. As a full-fledged floating city, the yacht will have space for hotels, shopping malls, parks, and even ports for smaller ships and planes to get guests there in style. And there will be style, since it's shaped like a terror turtle. As far as how it will operate, let's take a tour and see. Pangios is made up of blocks, just like a real city, and has a port and a main square around which other buildings spiral. A section called the upper shell, which would be surrounded by gardens, would be a landing spot for planes. Below the living space would be 30,000 cells, which would keep the structure afloat. The basement would be made from steel. It would have a massive draft of 98 feet and be able to cruise at a speed of 5 knots. Although the wings would get their power from the drag and waves breaking against the ship. The roof would have solar panels that would power the yacht. Instead of leaving from a certain port or following a set schedule, the Terror Turtle would just cruise around, making the journey the destination. Again, great for a Bond film. Accommodation. As far as accommodations go so far, we found that there are 2 ways to stay. You can go the traditional route and get an apartment in Pangios itself. The main places to live are the turtle's body, its flippers, and its shell. Let's start with the body, since we have no idea what these will be like. We have a good guess that, just like in any other city, you'll be able to get a cramped small space for a relatively small amount of money, but that's way too much for what you're getting. Reports say there will be more than 30,000 individual units. In total, they could house more than 60,000 guests. Plus, there are the flipper accommodations. Each flipper of the turtle would be for an epic vista. There will be 19 vistas, and an additional 69 apartment spaces on the flippers. Last but not least, there are the shell spaces. On the rooftop shell home, there are 72 individual terraces. Each of these terraces would have a view of either the sea or the center of the city, depending on which end it was on. Chances are, these would be the ones that get the most attention. We're pretty sure, but there's still one more place we haven't seen yet: the head. In the floating city, it's likely that you'll be able to find a large, high-end apartment that's more or less a mansion. You just know that they'll have a penthouse suite in the top of the head. Funding. As per Stuff.coins, the city, which will have a capacity of 60,000 people, will be built after an NFT-related crowdfunding period. A virtual property as NFT with cryptocurrency is available. This will act as a deposit for a physical property if Pangeos indeed comes to fruition. Construction will take 8 years, and a colossal shipyard will need to be created specifically for the project. Pangeos is an ambitious undertaking, and one that has the potential to change the way we live. If it is successful, Pangeos could very well be the first of many floating cities, and could someday become home to thousands of people. Only time will tell if Pangeos can overcome the challenges it faces, but if it does, it could revolutionize the way we live and work. What are your thoughts on today's video? Let us know in the comments. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. We're grateful for your time. We'll be back soon.